Hello, YouTube, and a special hello to the class of 2021 and any future graduating classes, 2022, 2023. This message is specifically for you guys. So congratulations. You've learned to ride a bike with training wheels. The training wheels are off now. Life's about to get more interesting. Some of you are going to fall. Some of you are going to stumble. But don't let that get you down. Get back up. Try again. Keep going. Whatever it is you're after, just keep going. We're outside today, so out in the park, you hear everything going on around me. Okay, sounds like they've stopped. Anyway, so this isn't a motivational video. It's not inspirational. It's not any of that. We're just chatting. And teachers, principals, if you find this and you feel like sharing it, go right ahead. Share it with your graduating class. It's been 20 years since I graduated. And life's been interesting along the way, to say the least. But that isn't what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is I'm going to give you 4 types of people and explain the last 20 years of what's gone on in their lives. So first up, we've got what I'm going to call the semi-popular kid. And by semi-popular, if you put popularity on a poll, and like these are actually popular, like people really like these people, top rank being 1, bottom rank being 5. This semi-popular kid would be on the 5. So he's down on the bottom, but he's still fairly popular. You know, a lot of people like him. Second up, before I skip that, so let's explain the semi-popular kid a little bit. Very athletic, extremely good at sports, always had been. Not the best grades, not always straight A's, sometimes B's, but very smart, very gifted, and an artist to be on point, like good at art and all that stuff. Like, you name it, this guy was good at it. Okay, our second person, we're going to call him the martial artist. Very athletic guy. Not exactly gifted in the brains department. Made B's and C's mostly. But there's a big group of friends formed around him and the semi-popular guy. Alright, so our third person, the sidekick. The sidekick ended up becoming the martial artist's best friend. And the sidekick, same kind of deal, you know. Average grades, extremely athletic, but yeah, that's about what he was. And then our fourth guy, the nerd. Nerd wasn't very popular, but he made straight A's all the time. Very, very, very smart individual, like extremely smart. I mean, he's taken honor classes and everything. But everybody calls him a nerd, and he's not very popular. Nobody really likes him. So, that's our 4 people. First 10 years after high school, what happened to them? Well, let's start off, and we're going to be switching around the order a little bit, so try and follow along. We're going to start off with the sidekick. The sidekick had a girlfriend. Actually, let's back up a little bit. All 4 of them throughout the first 10 years, they worked and also went to college. All 4 of them. Just kind of set that up, get that out of the way so I don't have to mention it for all of them. So the semi-popular guy, the sidekick, I'm getting myself confused now. The sidekick had a girlfriend, and he literally caught the girlfriend cheating on him with the martial artist, his best friend. So our sidekick quit school, went off to join the army, left, got to see a bit of the world. Ended up being a tank specialist, I believe. So the martial artist ended up dating this girl for a while and ended up getting his degree. As far as earnings outside in the real world, working a full-time job and all that, sort of full-time. It's hard to explain. I don't really fully know the details, but the martial artist of the four guys probably makes the most money per paycheck. The difference here is that his paychecks aren't constant. They're like every time he actually gets work, goes out and works, and he gets paid really well. So he doesn't have to worry about paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, because every time he works, he makes a lot of money. Okay. So now let's go on to the nerd. So he graduated with a really good degree, like computer science or something. I don't really remember exactly, but he graduated with a really good degree and is making, as far as how much he's making per paycheck, he's probably he's the best well-to-do. And the difference there being that he gets a constant paycheck. It's not as much as the other guy, but the other guy, his work is seasonal. He gets paid a heck of a lot more. But when you start averaging it out, he actually makes less than our nerd. The nerd is making the best money, and he meets up with a girl and he starts dating her. Okay, now our semi-popular guy pretty much just worked and went to college the entire time. And at the end of that 10 years, some bad things happened to him, and he decided to go off and join the military, the Air Force. He ended up becoming a aerospace propulsion engineer. Fancy way of saying he was a grease monkey for aircraft, simply put. Okay. So, the next 10 years, so now we're up to 20 years. What happened to our four people? Okay. So, let's start off with the nerd. We're going to start with the nerd. The nerd ended up marrying his girlfriend. They have one little daughter. And again, he is by far making the most money of the four guys. The sidekick, after his time in the military, ended up falling in love and marrying a young lady whose grandparents are just loaded. So not only is he being able to go to college and get his own degree because of the military, but his grandparents-in-law are also paying for their house. Like, he is well-to-do right now. He wants for nothing. He can do what he wants. And him and his wife ended up having 3 kids. Maybe more, I don't know. So, the martial artist ended up moving off, living in Florida, doing his seasonal work. Again, just based on how much he's making per paycheck, he's actually making more than everybody else. The difference is his paychecks don't come constantly. But he ended up marrying the one girl that he cheated on that cheated on the sidekick. They have a kid. Okay, so where's our semi-popular guy at this point? So our semi-popular guy joined the military, got out because of things happening, personal life situations, and a little bit of bullshit going on in the government at the time. And never really got anywhere. Never got a degree. And lost several jobs. Never got married either. Doesn't have any kids, no family, no nothing. So that's where our 4 people are at after 20 years of high school. You've got one person doing great, doing the best, probably going to be a millionaire at one point. I wouldn't be surprised. You've got one guy who everything's paid for, everything's great. He's got a big family going on. Another guy's living down, having the time of his life, making a lot of money. And the other one is just kind of nowhere. A lot of different things happen there. So my question is, and I will point out that the sidekick, the martial artist, and the nerd all worked really hard to get to where they're at. The semi-popular guy, being that everything came naturally to him, didn't really work all that hard and just kind of meandered through life trying to figure out where to go, what to do. Everything came too easy. So my question to you is, where do you want to be? Where are you going? Are you going to work really hard in your studies? Get a good degree? Get an amazing job? Meet somebody? Do it. Doesn't matter what it is, do it. Go for it. Or are you going to join the military? Take that route. Go see the world and enjoy every moment of it. Or are you going to meander around? Wander around not knowing what you're doing? Which sounds better to you?
I'm prepared to go all the way in. I'm prepared to use it.
Which one sounds better? The martial artist? My close friend? Or at least he was.
Wow, that water's warm right there.
The sidekick. Again, another close friend. We're going to move. People talking behind us. Or the nerd. Again, another good friend. He was kind of on the outside of our little group that formed. Where do you want my life? A life of nothing. Yeah, I've been places, I've done things, I've gotten to see things, but I don't have anything that they have. I've got no home. I've got a shitty job. But that's my point. Work hard at whatever it is you want to do. And if you're looking for somebody, work hard at that relationship. There's been so many times that I've failed at that. And that's why, 20 years later, no family. Didn't really work hard in college. Don't have a good job, don't have a degree. And because of some of the other failings that I've had to put up with and everything else, I don't even have a home. So this isn't about me, this is about you. So again, I ask, whose life do you want? If you want success, you're going to have to work at it. And when I said earlier that the training wheels are off, I mean that. The training wheels are off. Like, life is about to get more complex and complicated than you could ever imagine. It's about to get really difficult. You think high school, middle school, you think all that was hard? Oh, you have no idea what hard is. You have no idea what difficulties are. But you're going to learn. And again, how you go about dealing with that and pulling yourself out of failure, that's what's going to make you you. It isn't about trying to find yourself. I've tried to find myself for years, and look at where that's gotten me. Nothing. Don't try to find yourself. Make yourself. You want to be a designer? Turn yourself into a designer. Take design classes. You want to be a scientist? Take science classes or whatever required for that. The point is, work at it. Find something you love, find something you want to do, and work at it. And don't let anybody get you down. That's been one of my failings, is letting people say, hey, you shouldn't try that, or hey, you're not smart enough for that. That has been my biggest mistake the last 20 years, is letting people tell me what I can and can't do, instead of just doing what I want to. Within reason, of course. But to you, graduates, all you young people out there that put your robe on, you graduated high school, and you think you've got the world. You do and you don't. It's going to be complex, okay? But work at it. You know, do your best in college. If you want to be a musician, work at it every day. Like, find yourself somewhere out in the open and play. If you want to be an artist of any sort, focus on art. And do not let anybody, and I do mean anybody, tell you otherwise. Again, that's been one of my biggest mistakes, is letting people tell me what I can and can't do. And if the situation you're in means that you can't do those things, leave. Trust me on that, leave. Don't be afraid. Don't be cowardly. Again, that's one of my failings, is that's exactly what I've been. But for you, just looking out there, really hope it doesn't rain on me. The world is huge. You guys have time. Do what you want. Find something and do it. I'm looking at the past 20 years, almost 40 years, and nothing. Trust me, you don't want that. You don't want it at all. Find somebody to trust in. Find somebody that doesn't make you happy, but what makes you happy is making them happy. And somebody to talk to. And do it before the next 20 years. Trust me on that too. Make your life about you. It's your life. Enjoy it. Have fun with it. Try not to fall over on your bike while you're still learning to pedal. Because again, I say, the training wheels are off. And time marches. You want proof that time marches? Take something you know you keep. Ladies, I know a lot of you like to keep your yearbooks. Anything, something like that. The day that you watch this video and you see this message, write down the date. Like today, I believe is the, 25th, 26th? 26th. Write down June 26, 2021. And underneath that, write 1 year from now. Still makes me laugh. Come October, it'll be 20 years since the first time I said that to somebody. I think that was a squirrel. 20 years. And I feel like I've accomplished nothing. Don't be me. The world's ahead of you. Good luck. This has been Natanis Likens. Have a great day.